Hello students, in the previous lecture we have learned about color fundamentals, color models, pseudo color image processing and basics of full color image processing. So आज के लेक्चर में हम देखेंगे कलर ट्रांसफॉर्मेशंस एंड अबाउट कलर स्लाइसिंग. So color transformations. So the techniques here is known as a color transformations deal with processing the components of a color image within a context of a single color model, as opposed to the conversion of those components between models like RGB to HSI, HSI to RGB conversion, like that. So the formulation. So as with the intensity transformation techniques, we model color transformation using the expression G of xy is equal to T, means transformation into f of xy, where f of xy is a color input image, G of xy is the transformed or processed color output image, and T is an operator of f over a spatial neighborhood of xy. So the principal difference between this equation and this equation is in its interpretation. So the pixel value here are triplets or quarters from the color space chosen to the representation of the images. So we will give attention in this section to color transformation of the form Si is equal to Ti into R1 R2 up to Rn, where I is equal to 1 to up to n. So for notational simplicity, Ri and Si are variables denoting the color components of fxy and gxy at any point of xy, and n is the number of color components, and t1 t2 up to 2n is a set of transformation or color mapping functions that operate on Ri to produce Si. So here note that n transformations Ti combine to implement the single transformation function T. So the color space chosen to describe the pixels of f and g determines the value of n. If the RGB color space is selected, for example n is equal to 3 and R1, R2, R3 denote the red, green and blue components of the input image respectively. So if the CMYK or HSI color spaces are chosen n is equal to 4 or n is equal to 3. So the full color image here shows a high resolution color image of a bowl of strawberries and cup of a coffee that was digitized from a large format 4" to by 5" color negative. So the second row of the figure contains the components of initial CMYK scan. So in this images, black represents 0 and white represents the 1 in each CMYK color component. So we can see that strawberries are composed of a large amounts of magenta and yellow, because the images corresponding to these two CMYK components are the brightest. So black is used sparingly and is generally confined to the coffee and shadows within the bowl of strawberries. When the CMYK image is converted to RGB here as shown in the third row. So in the figure the strawberries are seen to contain a large amount of a red and very little green and blue. So the last two rows of this figure shows the HSI components of the full color image computed using the above equation. So here any of the color space components here can be used in conjunction. So the transformation can be performed in any color model. However, some operations are better suited to specific models. For a given transformation, the cost of converting between representations must be factored into the decision regarding the color space in which to implement it. Suppose, for example, that we wish to modify the intensity of full color image of this image using G of xy is equal to K of xy, where z less than k less than 1. So in HSI color space, this can be done with the simple transformation S3 is equal to KR3, where S1 is equal to R1 and S2 is equal to R2. So only HSI intensity component R3 is modified So in RGB color space, three components must be transformed. Si is equal to KRI, where I is equal to 1, 2, 3. And the CMY space requires a similar set of linear transformations. So Si is equal to KRI plus 1 minus K is equal, where I is equal to 1, 2 and 3. So here the advantage of the simpler transformation is the conversion calculates are more computationally intense than the intensity transformation itself. So regardless of the color space selected, here the output is the same. So here this figure shows the result of applying any of the transformations from equation this to this, right? So the full color image here, this is the full color image. So in that, using k is equal to 0.7, so the mapping functions themselves are depicted graphically in this figure here. So it is important to note that each transformation defined in this image depends on one component within its color space. For example, the red output component S1 in this equation is independent of the green R2 and blue R3 inputs. It depends only on the red, which is R1 input. So here color complements. So the hues directly opposite one another on the color circle of this figure are called complements. So our interest in complements stems from the fact that they are analogous to the grayscale negatives. As in the grayscale case, color complements are useful for enhancing details that is embedded in dark regions of a color image, particularly when the regions are dominant in size. So here figure A and figure C shows the full color image from that strawberry image, right? And its color complement, it shows its color complement. So the RGB transformation used to compute the complement are plotted here. So they are identical to grayscale negative transformation defined in above section, as not that the computed complement uh, is the conventional photographic color film of negatives. So reds of the original image are replaced by the cyan in the complement. When the original image is black, the complement is white, and so on. So each of the hues in the complement image can be predicted from the original image using the color circle of this image. So, and each of the RGB component transforms involved in the computation of the complement is a function of only the corresponding input color component. So now let's see about color slicing. So highlighting a specific range of colors in an image is useful for separating objects from their surroundings. The basic idea is either to first idea is display the colors of interest so that they stand out from the background, or second idea is use the region defined by the colors as a mark for further processing. So the most straightforward approach is to extend the intensity slicing techniques, because a color pixel is in an n-dimensional quantity. However, the resulting color transformations functions are more complicated than their grayscale counterparts. So one of the simplest way to slice a color image is to map the colors outside some range of interest to a non-prominent neutral color. So if the colors of interest are enclosed by a cube of which W and centered at the prototype color with the components A1, A2 up to N, and necessary set of transformation is Si is equal to 0.5 if mod Rj minus Aj is greater than by W by 2, where any 1 less than equal to j less than equal to n, and Ri if otherwise. So I is equal to 1, 2 up to n. So these transformations highlight the colors around the prototype by forcing all other colors to the midpoint of the reference color space. For the RGB color space, for example, a suitable neutral point is a middle gray or color. The value is 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. So if a sphere is used to specify the color of interest, so this equation becomes SI is equal to, this equation becomes 0.5 if sigma j is equal to 1 up to n into rj minus aj square less than r0 square. Otherwise it is ri. So where I is equal to 1 to up to n. So here r0 is the radius of the enclosing sphere and a1 a2 up to an are the components of its center, means prototypical color. So here implementing multiple color prototypes and reducing the intensity of the color outside the region of interest rather than setting them a neutral constant. So this equation and this equation both can be used to separate the edible part of the strawberries figure. So we can say from that strawberry figures, here from the background cups, bowl, coffee and table. So this figure shows the result of applying both transformations. In each case a prototype red with RGB color coordinate was selected from the most prominent strawberry. W and R0 were chosen to that the highlighted region would not expand to the undesirable portions of the image. So the actual values is W is equal to 0.2549 and R0 is equal to 0.1765 were determined in the interactively. Now tone and color corrections. So color transformations can be performed on most desktop computers. So here in conjunction with digital cameras, flatbed scanners and inkjet printers, they turn a personal computer into a digital darkroom, allowing tonal adjustment and color corrections and mainstays of high-end color reproduction systems to be performed without the need of traditionally outfitted wet processing facilities. So we can see here the graph. This is the corrections of flat light and dark color images. So the transformations for the modifying image tones normally are selected interactively. So this figure shows typical transformations used for correcting three common tonal imbalances: flat, light and dark images. The S-shaped curve here is the S-shaped curve in this first row of the figure is a ideal for boosting contrast. Its midpoint is anchored so that the shadow areas can be lightened and darkened respectively. So the transformation in the second and third row of the figure are the correct light and dark images are reminiscent of the power law transformations. So here this figure shows the transformation used to correct simple CMYK output imbalances. So note here that the transformation depicted are the functions required for correcting the images. The inverses of these functions were used to generate the associated color imbalances. Together the images are analogous to a coloring round print of a darkroom environment and are useful as a reference tool for identifying color printing problems. So note for the example that too much red can be due to excessive magenta or too little cyan. So now let's see about here histogram processing. So Unlike the interactive enhancement approaches of the previous one, which is this image color balancing corrections. So the gray level histogram processing transformations here can be applied to color images in an automated way. We have to recall that the histogram equalization automatically determines a transformation that seeks to produce an image with a uniform histogram of intensity values. So in the case of monochrome images, it was shown to be reasonably successful at handling low, high and middle key images. Since color images are composed of multiple components, however, consideration must be given to adapting the grayscale technique to more than one component and or we can say histogram. So as might be expected, it is generally unwise to histogram equalize the components of color image independently. So this results in Aronow's color. So a more logical approach is to spread the color intensity uniformly, leaving the colors themselves. For example, hues means leaving the color unchanged. The following example shows here, this one, that the HSI color space is ideally suited to this type of approach. So this figure here, figure A, shows a color image of a caster stand containing crudes and shakers whose intensity components span the entire means normalized range of the possible values, which is 0 to 1. So as can be seen in the histogram of its intensity component prior to the processing, here is the processing. So the image contains a large number of dark colors that reduce the median intensity to 0.36. So histogram equalizing the intensity component without altering the hue and saturation resulted in the image shown as here in figure C. So here note that the overall image is significantly brighter and that several moldings and the grain of wooden table on which the caster is sitting are now visible. So this figure shows the intensity histogram of a new image as well as the intensity transformation used to equalize the intensity component. So the intensity equalization process did not alter the values of hue and saturation of the image. It did impact the overall color perception. So not in particular the loss of vibrancy in the oil and vinegar in the crudes. So this figure shows the result of the correcting this partially by increasing the image's saturation component subsequent to histogram equalization using the transformation in this figure. So this type of adjustment is common when working with the intensity component in HSI space because changes in the intensity usually affect the relative appearance of the color in an image. Thank you.